It's the Ketchikan Killer Whales. It's the Indiana Elite Game 9 of the season. I'm sorry, Game 10. Game 10 of the season. Let's do it. We are underway in the Indiana Elite. The Indiana Elite in the black, even though they're at home, and that's exactly what they do. Straight out the gate, Matt Snow gives the ball to Pete Jones Jr. He lays it in for two, and that's how you know we're underway. Ketchikan Killer Whales in town, coming all the way from Alaska. Jarrell Clark, the rookie, drives to the basket. He lays it in. Both teams on the board with two. Indiana Elite in the black tonight with the Killer Whales in the light blue. And Pete Jones Jr., just like that, he's got 4 in 30 seconds. Jarrell Clark, he gets it into Koppel. It's Koppel against Clem Fandango over to Patterson. And Pete Jones Jr. got a hand on it. Now it's Koppel, though. Sneaks in between both of them for the slam. And just like that, both teams come out scoring in the first 60 seconds. Clem Fandango at the top. Had a good game against his hometown, Havana Revolucion. He's going to put up the hook shot. He can't drop that one in. First miss of the game for either team. It's Clem Fandango. Koppel will come back and answer. And Ketchikan Killer Whales will go up 2. Indiana Elite coming into this game 9-0. They're looking to remain undefeated as Cameron Boozer takes the hook shot in and out there for the rookie, as that one doesn't fall through. Clark puts the moves on Matt Snow, drops him down, dishes it to Patterson, and Brian Patterson drops it in. Killer Whales go up 4. Matt Snow at the top. He gives it to Pete Jones Jr. Good defense from Patterson, but Pete Jones Jr. is able to fight his way through. And he'll drop that one in. He's got 6. He's got all the points for the Elites here in the first 2 minutes. Patterson against Jones Jr. And Patterson can't get it to go. Here come the Elite. Chance to tie this one up. Pete Jones at the top. He's going to give it in to Truck Wallace. Truck Wallace in the post. Over to Boozer. Rejected is Cameron Boozer. Cameron Boozer gets rejected. Killer Whales. Clark with it. Steps back over to Johnson. 3 ball. He's not able to get that one to go. Jones Jr. with the rebound. Here come the Elite. Chance to tie it. Matt Snow at the top. Matt Snow, he's going to get the screen. Great defense, though, from the rookie Clark. He fights through the screen. They're going to give it into Pete Jones Jr. Plan B should have been Plan A. Pete Jones Jr. drops it in. He's got 8. Back to it. Back to it here. Pete Jones Jr.'s got all 8 points for the Indiana Elite, and he's going to take a seat on the bench. Coach Pete Jones doesn't like to overwork his son out there. Pete Wheeler's going to check in. Merez Johnson muscled his way down low, but was not able to get the lay-in. But that's Pete Wheeler checking in with the orange spiked hair. He was the star of the Killer Whales last season. Matt Snow driving to the basket against Pete Wheeler, and Matt Snow will lay it in. Matt Snow's got 3 assists here in the first. There's his first 2 points. Pete Wheeler spun around Matt Snow, spun around Cameron Boozer for the lay-in. What a bang-bang play there for Pete Wheeler. Matt Snow at the top, though. He's going to work around the screen. Great defense from Pete Wheeler. So they're going to reset. It's going to be Matt Snow still up at the top. He's going to give it into Cameron Boozer. Cameron Boozer's had a quiet night so far. He's muscled up. It's Truck Wallace with a quick 3. Truck Wallace with the shot clock winding down. Puts in the 3 ball. He's on the board with the 3. Pete Wheeler into Alexic. Alexic muscles it against Truck Wallace, but can't get the lay-in to go off the glass. Again, we see the Killer Whales get a high percentage shot down low, but then not able to finish. Great defense from Pete Wheeler. Able to fight over the screen. They're going to get it into Rocco Pebble. Can Rocco Pebble look for something down here in the post? He gets it over to Boozer. Boozer with a step back. Wallace again. Truck Wallace for 3. Truck Wallace, back-to-back 3s. McCoy sneaks around over to Merez Johnson, the rookie against, it's rookie v. rookie here. And Merez Johnson's able to drop that one in. That was Merez Johnson Jr. against Cameron Boozer. 2 rookies. Matt Snow around the screen. This time he uses the screen to his advantage, but can't finish down there under the basket. And Pete Wheeler comes up with the rebound. Time winding down here in the first. into Alexic against Wallace under the basket. He's able to drop that one in. 2 points for Miliorad Alexic. Maybe the last one here in the first for the Indiana Elite. It's going to be Matt Snow. He'll work around the screen. Good screen by Pebble. Matt Snow is able to use it and capitalize off of the good screen. Elite up 4, time winding down. Last one here for the Killer Whales. It's Pete Wheeler into Merez Johnson Jr. Corner 3. Corner 3 drops in. That gets him to within 1. Last chance here for the Elite. Matt Snow with a prayer. No, that's the end of the first. Back to it. Back to it, ladies and gentlemen. We are here ready to start the second. Ketchikan Killer Whales in town and trying to give a fight to our undefeated Indiana Elite. The B team is in there with Pete Jones Jr. Pete Jones Jr. and the B team. Pete Wheeler around the screen, picked up by Nomad, and some miscommunication there between the Ketchikan Killer Whales. Pete Wheeler throws that one away. Underway here in the second. We got the B team in, but it's the B team with Pete Jones Jr. Pete Jones Jr. is in here with the B team, and they're going to give it to him right now. Pete Jones Jr. muscles his way in and lays it in. Pete Jones Jr., he got that early rest back in the first. Quick shot here, and dropped in from Alexic. Quick shot from Alexic. Pete Jones had that early charge in the first, and it really wore him out. So he got an early break here in the first. He's ready to go for the second. And he's going straight back to it. 12 points for the coach's son. It's a quick timeout for the Killer Whales. Back to it here, following the quick timeout for the Killer Whales. Following the quick 4 points for Pete Jones Jr. They're going to give it to Clark, who pulls up a quick shot and drops that one in. 2 quick mid-rangers for the Killer Whales. Meanwhile, the Indiana Elite, you know what they're going to do. They're going to give it to Pete Jones Jr. He's going to muscle his way in, and he's going to lay it in for 2 points. He's got 14. He's 7 for 7. Pete Wheeler at the top. Over to Clark. Is he going to do it again? Step back, but then dishes it in. Down low to Alexic, who can't get the lay-in to go. It's rebounded by Alan Wells, who's going to just charge by everybody and lay it in. Alan Wells kicked it into maximum overdrive and went coast to coast. But here comes Pete Wheeler now. He drove and then the dish out, but can't finish is Jarrell Clark. And now the Elite will set up again. Indiana Elite looking to set up. They give it to the bald man. What's he going to do? He's going to not be able to lay it in. Patterson might have been able to get a hand on it there. Pete Wheeler double spin to find Clark. Rejected by Gator Wallace. Quick bang-bang play, answered by the defense. Here comes Nomad into Gator Wallace for the lay-in. Gator Wallace on the board. Pete Wheeler at the top. He'll cross over, using the screen. Drive it to the basket, lays it in. Pete Wheeler, he's coming off the bench now, and you see how trusty of a point guard he is. Able to attack the basket so quick off of the screen once he gets the quick step. Jones Jr. over to Neal. Wells for 3. Alan Wells not able to drop that one in. Pete Jones Jr., though, with the offensive rebound. Jones Jr. gets the offensive board. Second chance for the Elite. It's Nomad driving and attacking and laying it in. Nomad able to get the second chance points. Elite are up 7. Halfway gone through in the second. Jarrell Clark's going to drive and lay it in. The rookie lays that one in. He's got 6 here tonight. Nomad looking to drive all the way, coast to coast, off of the inbound. He knew as soon as he got the inbound pass, he was going to go all the way. He lays that one in. But here comes Pete Wheeler, driving it back, and sneaks right around. They are answering both sides right now. Nomad at the top. Quick-paced offenses right now for both teams. Nomad's going to get the screen, drive it his way. Can't get the lay-in to go. Another offensive rebound, though, by Pete Jones Jr., and Coach Pete Jones calls a timeout. Back to it. Starters check back in for the Indiana Elite with Rocco Pebble. Rocco Pebble's in there with the Indiana Elite starters. It's going to be Matt Snow. He's going to work around the screen, but great defense from Pete Wheeler. It's going to be a 3 ball from Boozer that's not able to go. Pete Wheeler shut down the pick and roll from Matt Snow. Then the Elite did not have time. Quick 3 from Pete Wheeler. Oh! No! And he gets the roll in. Pete Wheeler drops it in. Ketchikan, Killer Wells get it back to within 2. About 60 seconds left here in the second. Boozer over to Pebble. Pebble lays it in. Quick passes here and good ball movement from the Indiana Elite. Snow over to Boozer, then Boozer to Pebble for the quick basket. Merez Johnson Jr. around the screen. Good defense from Truck Wallace to fight through the screen. He's just going to pull up with Truck Wallace in his face, and Merez Johnson Jr. can't drop that one in. Indiana Elite up 4 with 45 seconds left here in the first half. And it's going to be Cameron Boozer. He's going to look for the post up. Post up with the hook shot and gets the roll in. Cameron Boozer took him 4 shots. That's his first made one. He's finally on board with 2 here tonight. Does have 3 assists, though. And now it's Cutter. Quick shot against Cameron Boozer. And looking for the foul was Cutter, but he's not able to drop the basket, nor did he get the foul. Snow into Boozer. Cameron Boozer looking for 2 more points, and he gets 2 more. He's got 4 now, does Cameron Boozer, the rookie. Jarrell Clark over to Jensen. Jensen against Fandango under the basket. Back out to Clark. Clark at the top. Time winding down here in the first half. Back over to Jensen. Killer Whales looking for their final one here. Out. It's going to be a corner 3 from Clark. No. That's the end of the first half. Starters back in. Let's get to the second half here. Indiana Elite up 8 to start the second half. Killer Whales coming to town. Koppel with a quick 3. Not able to drop that one in. Is that the Killer Whales coming out with a quick chuck here to start the second. Pete Jones finds Truck Wallace. Back to Cameron Boozer. Ugly possession for both teams here. Coach Pete Jones not happy with that one. He's screaming over here on the sidelines. Koppel, he's going to pull up another one. Well, that was an ugly possession and an ugly possession as well for the Indiana Elite. Saved by Pete Jones Jr. Back out to Matt Snow. Okay. Wow, some interesting basketball here to start the third coming out for both teams. Koppel, he put up 2 quick ones here to start. Is he going to shoot it again here to start the third? Koppel at the top of the key. He puts up another one. Oh, the third time's the charm. For Robert Koppel, he's got 10. As he's finally able to drop one in. Matt Snow into Pete Jones Jr. Over to Fandango. Fandango under the basket for the slam. His first points. That's 2 for Fandango. Off the dish from the coach's son. Clark around the screen. Quick 3. The Killer Whales. I don't know what the coach told them. I don't know what the coach told him at halftime, but they are chucking, and Pete Jones Jr. is slamming. He's got 16. Killer Whales coming out and trying to shoot their way out of this deficit. Clark into Patterson. Maybe they look for some post play now. It's Patterson against Pete Jones. Hook shot. Bounces it off the backside, though. Boarded by Clem Fandango, and here comes Fandango. He's going to get the call. He works around the screen. He dishes it over to Boozer, though. Quick mid-ranger. Boozer can't drop that one in. Boarded by the Killer Whales. Clark at the top. Into McCoy. McCoy against Boozer. Under the basket. Drops that one in. That's the high percentage shots the Killer Whales need to be looking for. Indiana Elite up 7 with the ball. Matt Snow into Cameron Boozer. Cameron Boozer. He'll look for some post-up play. He gets it out to Wallace, though, who puts up a 3. Truck Wallace. He has got 3 balls here tonight. Those are his only 9 points. Patterson with a quick mid-ranger. He is able to drop that one in. Brian Patterson with a quick shot. Killer Whales trying to stay close. Clem Fandango at the top. He's going to get it into Boozer. Boozer under the basket. Out to Wallace. Wallace is feeling good. No, we can't get the corner 3, but offensive rebound. Cameron Boozer. Cameron Boozer trying to back down his man all the way to the basket here. He's committed. Back out, though. It's Matt Snow. Matt Snow with the shot clock. And boarded again. Pete Jones Jr. And a timeout. Coach Pete Jones calls a timeout. Pete Jones Jr. grabbed another offensive rebound. Back to it. Back to it, following the timeout from Coach Pete Jones. Indiana Elite still going to have the ball. Nomad checks in. Matt Snow takes a seat. Nomad's going to get the call as well. He's going to drive, but going to bounce it off the backboard. It's going to be a turnover picked up by Jarrell Clark. He's going to look to go all the way. Dishes it back out to Jensen. Over to Clark. Killer Whale's going to look to set up now. Back out to Aminu. Pete Jones Jr. with the steal. Pete Jones Jr. doing it all. He gives it to Fandango. Fandango lays it in. Fandango's got 4 points, 4 rebounds for Clem. Elite now up 10. Into Jensen. Jensen against Fandango. Turnaround fadeaway and able to get the roll in is Bobby Jensen. And here come the Elite approaching 60 seconds in the third. Into Pete Jones Jr. slams it down. 18 for PJJ. Jarrell Clark at the top. Lead back up to 10. Alexic muscles his way in down low. Miller at Alexic with 6 points. Over to Fandango. Fandango with it. Fandango works around the screen. He's going to attack. He's driving all the way. Lays it in. 6 points for Clem. Lead back up to 10. Killer Whales trying to answer every basket right now and try to stay in this. Here's a three from Bobby Jensen. The corner three.
Up, corner three.
Corner three hits there for Bobby Jensen. That'll get the lead to 7. Cameron Boozer is able to drop it in, though. The rookie's got 6. Shot clock turned off. Killer Whales, will they look for a quick one or will they take the final one? It's Jensen. He's got 2 possessions in a row, but not able to get that one. Following the good defense from Clem Fandango. Last one here for the Indiana Elite. Who's going to take it? Who else but Pete Jones Jr., but Cutter with the rejection. 4.2 on the clock. What did the Elite do with it? It's into Clem. Clem at the top. Clem Fandango! Didn't hit anything. That's the end of the third. Indiana Elite up 9 as we start the fourth. And the B team is in there to start the fourth, as they usually are. Nomad around the screen. He's going to use it as a pick and pop. That does not go. Boarded by the Killer Whales, and we're underway here in the fourth. Pete Wheeler checks back in. Having to come off the bench with the Killer Whales, trusting the new rookie, Jarrell Clark. But Pete Wheeler has got 9 points. He's 4 for 4 with a 3 ball. Pete Wheeler showing he should be the starting point guard here for the Killer Whales. Nomad's going to attack around the screen all the way to the basket with the foul. And one. And one for Nomad D Pistol. He'll go to the line looking for one more. Hasn't missed a free throw this season. Don't know how many he has. But to be shooting 100% from the line, there it goes. Shooting 100% from the line is, as always, an accomplishment in the Scuffed Basketball League. Lead will stay at 9. They get it into Aminu against Rocco Pebble. And Rocco Pebble rejected that one. Big defense there from Rocco Pebble. Gets it into Nomad. Does kneel. Nomad, leader of the B team. Hook shot. 8 points for the captain of the B team. Commentator's curse is part of the job. Wheeler into Cutter. Cutter from the left side is able to lay it in. Not able to reject that one. That's Martin Cutter's first basket of the game. He's got 2. 60 seconds gone in the fourth. Can the Killer Whales look to fight their way back in? Nomad with the alley-oop down to Rocco Pebble. Rocco Pebble with the slam. He's got 4. Here come the Killer Whales. Lead up to 11 now. 3 ball from Alexic. Yes. He drops in the 3. And that'll get the lead back to 8. Nomad into Greg Neal. Greg Neal, the wisdom, trying to back down against his man. Trying to take it all the way to the basket here. Burning some clock, though. Not the best possession, but burning some clock as we approach 3 minutes. Robertson looking for the quick basket, and that's exactly what the Killer Whales need. Quick baskets as quickly as they possibly can. Less than 3 minutes now. Nomad at the top. He'll work around the screen. He's going to look to drive to the basket. Hook shot for Nomad. Did not hit anything, and that will be the ball back over to the Killer Whales. Pete Wheeler. Into Cutter. Cutter just got his first basket in this quarter. Can he look for a second? Not able to drop that one in. Boarded by Rocco Pebble. He'll come across. Coach Pete Jones calls the timeout. Back to it. Starters check back in for the Indiana Elite. Up 6. Halfway gone here in the fourth. 2.5 left in regulation. With the starters back in, you know what that means. Give the ball to Pete Jones Jr. He's going to work down in the post, and he lays it in. 20 points for the coach's son. 6 rebounds. Pete Wheeler around the screen. Going to drive all the way. Pete Wheeler with 11. Pete Wheeler trying to keep the Killer Whales in this. Matt Snow at the top. He's going to get the screen. He'll look to attack. He sees Pete Wheeler doing it. He wants a spark of his own. He drops it in. 6 points. 5 assists. Not quite double-double tonight for Matt Snow, but a decent game for the Snowman. Timeout, Killer Whales. Timeout, Killer Whales. Indiana Elite aren't making any changes. Let's get back to it. Up 8. Our Elites. Can the Killer Whales fight their way back in less than 2 minutes? Time winding down. Koppel around the screen. Poked away and stolen. It's Clem Fandango that got it to Pete Jones, who slams it. Pete Jones Jr. all the way. He's got 22. Jarrell Clark over to Patterson now. Lead back up to 10. Into Koppel against Fandango. Out to Clark for the corner 3. Not able to get the corner 3, but the offensive rebound. Time is ticking off, though, for the Killer Whales. They're going to set up at the top. Gets it into McCoy. McCoy against Boozer. Back out to Koppel. It's a corner 3 again. Not able to get that one. They're going for the corner 3. Neither corner 3 able to land, though. And it's the Indiana Elite with the ball up 10. Clem Fandango. He's dribbling it out up here at the top. Burning some clock is Clem Fandango. And now he's going to get the call with the shot clock winding down. Clem Fandango. He's just going to step back, pull it up. No good. But boarded by Pete Jones Jr. Pete Jones Jr. And then we're going to get a 3 in the key. That might have been Pete Jones Jr. First, he gets the offensive rebound to keep it alive, and then he gets called for the turnover. But a lot of time ticks off the clock. Johnson Jr. with the 3. And Killer Whales trying to shoot their way out of this deficit, but not able to get any of the 3 balls to land. And the Indiana Elite with it. Time winding down. Matt Snow will get it into Pete Jones Jr. Slams it in. That gets the lead up to 12, and it's looking like the Indiana Elites are going to improve to 10-0. Clark's able to lay that one in. 8 points for Jarrell Clark, the rookie. Not quite as good a showing as Pete Wheeler, who came off the bench. But Matt Snow, Pete Jones Jr., and the Indiana Elite are going to improve to 10-0, even though Matt Snow coughed it up right there. Shot clock turned off. Ketchikan Killer Whales. They're going to look for some insurance garbage time points here. Koppel with the quick mid-ranger. He drops that one in. Clock's going to wind down. Matt Snow with a buzzer beater for funsies that he doesn't get to go. But the Elite improved to 10-0, and the Elite win it.